very well. Still, I have now generated some attacking chances against my opponent's king, and I continued with my plan, attacking g7, not these two squares, this square, by moving the bishop to c3, coordinating the bishop and the rook. My opponent played knight over here to f6, attacking my queen, and here I have two possibilities, both that both fit into my plan. The first one is to go to g2, which looks very natural, attacking, but it allows my opponent to defend, and like he gets a move, he gets to coordinate his pieces. Instead, I would try to win a tempo again, so I played queen to c4 with check. So now he had to respond to the check, so he sorry about that, he has less time to coordinate his pieces. He just moved to h8, and if you look at the position now, I have achieved one thing. I have coordinated my rook, my bishop, and my queen. They are now all attacking my opponent's king. But it seems that my opponent, that the black pieces are adequately defending the king. I need more firepower if I should, how to say, be able to justify that I have sacrificed material. If you look at the rook on a1, it is not participating in the attack, it is not doing anything constructive. So, because I've won some tempos and I got the initiative, then I am able to play this move, castles, to get my last piece involved in the attack. Here my opponent played a5, and he thought, well, he has to generate some counterattack to make use of his extra material so that he will balance the position out and be able to win in the endgame. I played h4. This is clear. I want to attack g7 with even more material, and my opponent played the right move. He defended with the queen. I continued my march of my pawn, and actually my opponent here could have taken, because when the knight is posted on h5, it is defending g7. Probably my opponent did not do this because he was afraid I would play rook to g2. When he moved back, I could go over here with my queen. My rook on d1 would be able to swing into h1 to participate in the attack. And even though this position is objectively equal, my analysis have shown that this position is objectively equal, then it will be quite terrifying to face in over the board very fast play. So he instead, my opponent just played h6, trying to block my attack, block my pawn from trying to like open his position up. But that left a hole. Now there's some light square weaknesses, so I just sprung all over that with rook here, and my idea is to double up the rooks to make a battery of the rooks. But if I had played just rook to g2 to make a battery with rook on d to g1, that would have been the same idea, but it's not as active, because with rook to g6 I'm also attacking the knight, so I'm trying to be as active and dynamic as I possibly can in my attack, giving my opponent the maximum number of options to screw up and play a bad move. And actually in this position there is only one move to stay in the game, and that's rook on f8 to f7. My opponent defended in this way with rook on f8 to g8, and I can show why that's a bad idea. This would have been the right way to defend. an active way, just a little more active than what he actually played. It's just a bit more passive. And my analysis have shown that here I could actually take, because he could not take with the queen, he would just get lost, so he had to take here, and then I could take this h pawn attacking his king, and now I have succeeded in opening up the position. I have a more safe king, and I should be able to win this position. I did not find this line, it was a little bit complicated, and I thought, well, I could just play a more simple move. I could just play rook to g1, piling up the attack, and I still got the advantage. And here in a blitz game, my idea is that if my opponent can find the correct move, then he can utilize that he has more material than I have. He does not at this specific point, but earlier on. But in a blitz game, you simply do not have the time to find all the technically correct moves. So at some point you would just mess up. And so that's my idea of dynamic play in fast chess. Because here there is only one move, and that is this one. It is absolutely vital to keep this knight protected in order to survive, to have any chance to survive. Instead, my opponent played a losing mistake. He played king up here, and paused the video. I know I've helped with the arrows. Maybe it shouldn't be too hard to find a move that wins the game pretty easily here. And I suspect my opponent was tearing his head from his skull when he realized that the position is now completely lost. I just played takes, because when he takes back, I can just take his rook, and he cannot take back because then he would be mated by queen takes g8. That would be checkmate, and there's absolutely nothing to do in this position. My king is completely safe. There's no reason, there's no possibility of making any like insane counterattacks. There is actually there's checkmate in 4 moves. It's nothing to do. So that was my game. If we can just look at it in overview and summary, I played the queen's pawn opening, and we entered a Nimzo Indian defense. Just went along in something like a queen's Indian type thing, and at this point I thought I have to leave the opening theory, because my opponent apparently knows it better than I do. So I played here, he went here, and I played this gambit. And this is the critical position where my opponent takes this pawn and allows me to just get all my pieces attacking his king. And from here, the position is actually not winning at all for white. Actually, black has a slight edge because he has more material than white does. But in practical play, in over-the-board chess, especially in fast chess, the dynamics of my attack and the fact that it's coming so fast as it is gives me a lot of practical chances to actually win this game. He has to play here, and I just tried to move with as much force as I possibly could, without jeopardizing my position, and just getting all the material I had left into the attack, just attacking the king with every move I made. And here the position is becoming really hard for my opponent, and at some point he was bound to mess up, and he did so with king to h7. So I hope you could take something away from this, and yeah, see you next time.